Hi guys, welcome to tonight's made to talk about issue 64. But I've got a couple of guests, but for a second, I will, in the minute, I will show you what I've done from last week, which I did say what I'll do, but we'll come to that in a minute. Let's introduce my guest tonight, which is Big Mac. If you want to go down McDonald's, you can grab him for that.
Good evening, everyone. Nice to see you all back again, and I hope you enjoy the show, and let's all give Chris a big thumbs up after the stream. Enjoy it.
And also my guest tonight is one of my other friends as well, which is Penny's Pit Stop.
Hello, everybody. How are you? Dave, I just noticed your really good look at your Titanic. That is absolutely amazing.
It is.
No, I've seen it before, but I just got quite a good close-up of the wording. Because I know you were struggling with that, weren't you? But that looks absolutely amazing. Sorry, changing the subject, but if I see something I like, I have to point it out. And you know me, if you put anything in the background, I am going to spot it.
Yeah.
You know, someone, Chris, if you had like a little chip in your wall, say about there, I'll go, what's that? So, but yeah, I was rather impressed for that. Not Chris, Dave, Mac.
Yeah.
Whatever your name is this week.
So
thanks for having me on, Chris. I really appreciate it. For me, if you remember, I did a test stream last week, and I really did have trouble because I was tethering from my phone. I've now since moved hotel rooms, and I've just noticed there's a picture in my room. I've never actually noticed that before. So I say I notice things, but I notice things on screen, but I won't notice it in real life. It's nothing interesting. It looks like someone's got a blank canvas and just squirted it with spray paint. But yeah, so I'm on the hotel internet today, so I'm going to be moving around quite a bit to see what the lag is like. So hopefully everything well.
Yeah, Dave.
So
what we'll do then, guys, I'll just show you quickly, then we go for the comments in a sec. Right. When I was on stream, if you notice, right, there's been pins, which wasn't in, but I've done the thing, so we got that now fully secured.
Nice.
And then one of these things are loose on the side, which were there, which, because I had a spare bit, I've just tightened it up and it's all right now.
It's funny, when you just said there's a loose bit there, you caught the wheel, the brake, and I thought, well, that's meant to be loose, isn't it? That's the steering.
Only by the way in Blair's got, you see that cylinder?
Yeah.
One of them was loose because I must have broke the threads because it went in the angle before. But I've tightened it. That is all fixed now.
Just breaking it? That doesn't usually happen, does it?
Yeah, so far then we've got that, and
no, that's looking really good.
Yeah, so if we can go for the comments, and Dave.
Right, let's see. We've got Teresa in saying hi all. Hi, Teresa.
Hi, Teresa.
And that's it for now.
All grand then, but in a week. On the 12th of this month, I had my next dispatch processed, which I'm just waiting for the next 4 issues.
When you say the 12th, do you mean the 12th of June? Because the 12th of May is gone.
Yeah, that's that 12th of this month I meant, yeah.
Oh, 12th of the month, you had your next dispatch.
Yeah, it's notification from Hassett saying about the 12th of this month.
So you will get that probably by the 26th then. Because usually I normally get mine up to 14 days after the dispatch date.
Yeah, same as me.
I got all mine last week, a week early, which I'm not complaining about. No. And I've already done all 4 issues yesterday, which started at 1 o'clock and I finished at 6:45 last night.
Okay, sizable amount then.
Yeah, and I'll be putting them on YouTube every Sunday.
Lovely, lovely.
Hey, Dave, you could schedule them and get them to process on that day as well.
I never thought about that. Nice one, Batman.
Yeah, you can schedule a time every Sunday then. You can schedule a time, what time you want them to process publicly.
Yeah. I've just got another comment from Teresa. Hi, Chris, not Chris and Penny.
Yeah, I'm thinking of changing my name just for this stream to most definitely not Chris.
Yeah. And that's been a little left it, which I will tell you all. Hopefully this week or next week, we may be starting a new live stream on a Saturday.
Oh, I did not. That was a surprise to me. That sounds very exciting.
Yeah, because me, Dave, and Chris are going to probably be doing a three-way stream, but we will be doing diamond painting.
Nice. So my evil plan to get you into diamond painting has worked then. Yeah,
because what I'm going to do on live, I'm going to do that custom I had off you and the others as well, off Christmas from Troy Smith.
So between us, we did pick a good one for you, didn't we?
Yeah, and I will be doing that live on the screen, guys. So, yeah.
Nice.
I will have a chat to the guys as well, so then we can set up a schedule and see what time we can go from there.
Oh, hang on. I've just realised something.
What?
Sorry. I was just thinking something. So, sorry, I'm going to be really boring and talk football here. As you may know, Celtic have already won the League Cup and they've won the league.
Yeah.
Wow.
And they should win the Scottish FA Cup because they'll
have the treble.
So they'll have the treble. But on Saturday, and I took a lot of stick for this, Rangers beat Celtic in the league.
Oh.
So they're like, but you should see the Rangers fans. They're celebrating like they've won the league. But I've come up with a really good comeback, but I need 3 mugs. So I can go up to them and say, I've got 3 cups here. Would you like one?
Maybe that was going to come then.
Yeah, but then it's reminded me, I put 2 dirty cups outside. Normally I wash my cups up in the sink, but every few days I have them replaced for clean ones. And I put them outside my hotel room this morning, and they've took them, but they haven't given me clean ones. So I'm going to have to nip down to the foyer because I've started a little bit of to be healthier, not full-blown healthy thing. Yeah. So I have a cup of proper coffee in the morning. Love my proper coffee.
Costa del Coffee.
Oh, nice. Well, the thing is, I don't drink a lot. I don't drink as much coffee as I used to. So I can now actually spend twice as much on, buy a jar of coffee. It's twice as expensive, but it's actually still works out cheaper because I'm drinking less than half of what I used to.
Mm.
Yeah.
But I also now have, this is quite adequate. This is decaf coffee that the hotel gives me. Mm. But I'm having a bit of trouble with my IBS. The trouble with being in, they've got no cooking facility. So the 3 weeks that I'm in London, I live purely off takeaway food. And my IBS doesn't really love takeaway food as much as it loves home cooked food. So I do have a little bit of a struggle. But one thing that really does help me is mint tea. Because anything minty with IBS really helps.
Yeah.
So I've started having a mint tea before I go to bed. And that does aid a little bit. So no cup, no mint tea.
Yeah. No, fair enough. I know what you mean, yeah. Right, let's crack on then.
So Teresa said that's not nice of them, Penny, and I can't remember the context of that comment.
That was to do with your cap saying about you don't get the clean ones.
Oh, yeah. No, I mean, it's really funny because, anyone, Teresa and Michael will relate to this, but customers, they can be your worst nightmare at times. Yeah. And I know that one of the troubles they have in the hotel is people who don't seem to understand basic things. And I understand that if I want anything, I just go down to the front desk. Extra towel, change of towels. Can I have another towel, please? Yes, certainly, Penny. There you go. It's as simple as that. People, rather than go to the front desk and say, could I have such and such, they would much rather wait till their stay is over, then go on TripAdvisor and go, I didn't have any replacement stuff. and it's like
yeah.
he was asked. So I got told I'm a really good customer because I know how to ask for stuff, and I'm like, but you know, it's like the standard towels they give me here. I like an extra hand towel. They only give you one hand towel and two big towels.
Yeah.
So how do you solve that problem? Excuse me, could I have an extra hand towel? Certainly, Penny. There you go. 2 hand towels.
Exactly. Yeah.
So anyway, sorry, I'm in Eddie Stobart mode now.
Yeah, let's crack on now, guys. Right.
Yeah.
With this sort of got our camera and then wild off.
So today we are doing the rear air tanks. That's the tanks that hold the air at the back. A rack is fitted to the rear of the chassis and 2 air tanks are fixed in place.
Yeah.
Now, it looks fairly simple, but I think the instructions, I mentioned this with pre-stream, I think maybe the instructions have just slightly overcomplicated it a little bit.
Always do it, yeah.
There's 11 stages when perhaps maybe 5 would have done.
Yeah.
But then again, you know, some people aren't as clever as Chris Davis and may need those extra instructions. But right now, the parts that we have, you've got 2 sets of parts that look very, very similar, but I can see that there are differences.
Inside, yeah.
So we've got part number 1, rear right tank top. Now, this is a shorter piece, and you'll notice that there's a little nobule on the left or the right, depending on which way you're holding it.
Yeah,
Yeah, so hang
on. Oh, this one. I think that's it.
Yeah, plus, yeah, so there you go. So near the top, you got a little nobule. Plus, it looks like you've got a little screw hole on the outside.
Yeah, but that.
Now, piece number 2 is the rear left tank top, which looks the same as piece number 1, but stretched a little bit.
Yeah, yeah.
So a little knobby bit on one side and a little screw hole, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right, so piece number... Oh, so they haven't put the pieces in numerical order. Piece number 3 is the tank rack, which looks like 2 parallel bars joined with right bars. Yeah, that's it.
Looks like a ladder.
Yeah, ladder. Yeah, we'll go with ladder. That works very well. Right, so piece number 4 and piece number 5 look identical, and they are U-shaped tank holders, and they look like little U's, hence the U-shaped.
Yep, I got it.
So if you could do me a favor, Chris, and hold them together so we can see if they are identical. Maybe one's bigger or maybe they're both the same. They look identical to me.
Yeah.
Right, brilliant. So that's piece 4 and 5.
Mm-hmm.
6 is the rear right tank bottom. And that should look like the same as number... No, it looks similar to piece 1, but there's no knobby bit on the side, but instead there's a little tab on the top and bottom.
Oh, 6, you mean?
6.
Yeah.
It's a small piece. So, yeah, can you see those little knobby bits sticking out?
Yeah.
Knobbly bits. Right, now 7 is the rear left tank bottom, which looks very similar to piece number 6, but a little bit longer.
Yeah, that one.
No. Hold that up again.
Right.
Because there should be a little sticky out bit.
Yeah, because what we done, that one's...
There we go. So piece number 2 is actually piece number 7.
Yeah, that's why I swapped them around.
No, brilliant. So this is why we check parts at the beginning, guys, because parts do look the same. It's not till you get to the end that you realise, oh, no, actually, that's this part or that part.
Yeah, that's what I said. Yeah, because yeah, there we are.
Right, so that leaves us with 2 sets of screws. Oh, you know what? Again, reading the instructions, it says at the end, parts 4 and 5 are the same. That's the use tank holders.
Yeah.
So we've got 2 sets of screws. We have 5 1.8 by 3.5 cm screws labeled DD04, and you should need 4 of those, with 1 being a spare.
Yeah, which is 1, 2. Yeah, they are.
And then, excellent, standard screws, really, aren't they? If you've seen one, you've seen a million, haven't you?
Yeah.
And then lastly, we have 3 1.8 by 4 mil PB screws labeled DP08. So we should only need 2, and 1 of those is spare. So
Yeah.
they should be the same width. One is 0.5 mil longer, and I suspect because one's a PM and one's a PB, the screw thickness, the screw thread is slightly different.
Yeah.
Right. So, shall we begin in the beginning?
The beginning, middle, or the end.
Who
Depends.
sang that song, Dave?
Hey,
Who sung that song?
well, the beginning of the beginning of the beginning.
The beginning.
I can't remember.
Of course, see, my music knowledge is amazing, isn't it?
Mm.
Okay, so stage 1, take the tank rack 6403 and identify the 2 pegs near the center screw holes. These are positioned towards the rear of the assembly. So this is a useful trick they've taught you, so that you don't put the racks on upside down or anything like that you might accidentally do, Chris.
Mm-hmm.
Right, so stage 2, place the chassis upside down on your work surface. So I'll pause the instructions there so that we can see what's going on.
I use a bit of a box then.
That's fine. So one identifier that I've spotted, you've got 4 little black bits that should be pointing up, which I can see they are, which you've just covered with the instructions.
Yeah.
Now, further down, you'll see like a silver bar running in the middle. That should be on the top. But can you just slide the box down the camera a little bit?
Okay, yeah.
Right, there we go. There we go. So you see that exhaust?
Yeah.
And just to the left, you see what you're touching there? That should be on top of the chassis, not underneath. So we now know that that chassis is positioned correctly.
Yeah, which is, yeah.
So fit the rack, piece number 3, across the rear of the chassis.
Yeah.
Raised screw sockets on the rear chassis beams 1 and 51-1 fit into the holes near the ends of the part. So if you're holding that rack, stop a sec.
Okay.
No, keep right. Show the part on the camera. So that is positioned correctly because you see you've got the screw sockets upwards, and then the little raised pegs that we looked at in step 1, they should be away from the chassis. So that is the correct orientation.
Mm-hmm. Grand.
And then step 3, fit the rack 64.3 in place with a total of 4 1.8 by 3.5 mil PM screws. So I can see 4 screw holes on the end of that chassis.
Yeah.
So we're looking for 4 holes on the rack 64.3.
Yeah.
So now, yeah, it's as simple as that. Now, this is what I mean by overcomplicating instructions. It's 3 stages to get this far. But some people may need them. You know, us people who can do part works every week, we kind of get into the mind of Harshette, and we kind of think the way they do. But if it's your first time doing part works, you might need those 3 stages.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, so I'm going to disappear for like 1 minute while you're doing that and grab me a cup.
Yeah.
I'm not placing a mint tea bag in my hand and pouring hot water over it and drinking it that way.
No.
Long.
That's enough to grab. Right, Dave?
What?
How are you?
Not too bad.
Yeah. I thought you were half left.
Yeah.
If I could get these corner ones in, at least then I know they're done. I put the box there, it's easier than just lifted it up as well on this off the desk. Fancy going for a little beach walk or what?
I'll have a job, mate. I don't live anywhere near the beach.
Hang on. And do this for a bit.
Well, what I'll do, I'll just get this bit of chat.
Yeah.
Teresa Smith says that's not nice of them, Penny.
Yeah.
And she also says, yes, we can relate to that, Penny. Lovely jubbly.
Oh, Jesus. Dave's lost the.
Excuse me while I have a drink of vodka.
Tell a lie, Dave, it's vodka in it.
Flavoured water, yeah, but when I start my low-calorie diet, my soup and shakes, I won't be able to drink this flavoured water. I'll just have to drink normal tap water.
Just think of it as vodka.
Yeah, I wish.
Right, just getting all the screws in after grab, guys, and then what I'll do then is tighten them up. Dave has lost the plot. Shit. Yeah, I'm joking. Right. How's your day been anyway, Dave?
What?
How's your day been today?
Oh, not bad. Not bad.
Yeah. Oh, shoot. Screw just slipped.
My apologies for that, guys.
No worries.
How you getting on, Chris?
Lady Dan.
Oh, lovely.
You timed that well.
Well, normally I think, oh, I'll pop off and do something. Chris will be ages doing this. And then halfway through, he's like, I'm finished. And I'm like, oh, didn't realise you'd be that quick.
Yeah, just tighten the screws up now. We'll be done then with this first step. Because the way I do it, Pen, is the way you do it now.
What's that?
The way I do this, screws, I put them in enough to grab and then make sure they're all lined up.
Oh, you do it like just enough to grab and then tighten them up later.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just think it makes a lot of sense because then you, if the part should sort of turn a little bit, you're not gonna break the part. Right.
Don't know. Dave, go back to the comments again and read down what you just read out to Penny. Because Penny must have.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Teresa said, that's not nice of them, Penny. And she says, yes, we can relate to that, Penny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she just said, now, Mike's opinion on some customers is that life will be a lot better without them, LOL. You're certainly right.
I just think it's absolutely rotten when a customer will complain through some channel without actually giving the chance for the company to sort things out in the first place.
Yeah.
Just like some of the people who complain about this hotel were like, or they're like, well, if they come up to me and asked, I'd have thought out for them there and then. So they've stayed in this hotel for a week, which in their words is a complete misery. Who would sit there for a week in absolute misery and then go, right, I'm complaining about this?
Exactly.
Yeah. You know, I tend to be a little bit more, I'm not totally happy with this. Is there anything you can do?
Exactly. Just ask it. If you don't ask it, you don't get.
Although I'll tell you a funny story about last week. The first room I was in, I was showering every day, and the pressure on the shower wasn't too good. And I didn't complain because I was still able to shower. It's just that the pressure wasn't fantastic.
Yeah.
So I thought that's fine. I'm not going to worry about it because I'm moving rooms next week. Well, the last day I was in the room, as I went to turn the shower off, I turned the handle the wrong way. So instead of turning it off, I actually turned it on full. It turns out that all week I'd been showering with the tap half on. And when I actually turned it on full, the pressure, it was like almost enough pressure to rip your skin off your body. And I'm like, oh, that's a lot better, isn't it?
Yeah.
I do like a nice shower that'll knock you into the back wall.
Yeah.
It's like you're getting clean and you're getting all over body massage as well. But it was just, I hadn't noticed all week, I hadn't noticed that I'd only been turning the tap on half full.
Oops.
So I said, well, it's a good job I didn't go online and complain about that, wasn't it?
That if it's your error, then not
Yeah, that was most definitely customer error there, wasn't it?
Yeah, done that.
Right, lovely. So that's our basic framework in. So this is going to be the basis for the rest of the build.
Yeah.
So step 4, fit the top part of the right tank 6401 on the rack 6403. The peg on part 6403 fits into one of the holes in the tank. So the part that I thought was a screw hole is actually a lining up hole for the peg. It was 2 holes.
Yeah.
Right. So that's going to go obviously on the left. Ah, yes. So because we're working from the back and everything is always described as the front, the right tank is actually on the left. Because if you'd be looking at it from the front of the truck, it would be on the right.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Does that make sense to you, not Chris?
Yes, yeah. Wonder.
Makes sense to me.
Right. Left, right. Okay.
Yeah, so I take it is this way around.
I actually work using the words near side and offside.
Yeah.
But obviously, some people, if you're in America, you're offside. Be to your right.
Yeah, we'll see. Oh, yeah.
Lovely. And you are looking now. Right. So can you do me a favor? Can you just bring that part up to the camera so we can get a good look? So those 2 holes in the bottom there.
Yeah.
The bottom one looks like a lining up hole.
Yeah.
And the top one looks like a screw hole. So you need to be aiming the top hole for a screw. So feel for that's it. That's basically what I was about to say. So line the bottom hole up in a peg, and then you can rotate the part on that peg until you get the screw hole lined up.
Yeah. Like that, yeah.
Right. So stage 5 will be fix in place with a 1.8 by 4 mil PB screw DP08. Now, what I would do is I would actually have got my screw ready on the screwdriver. If you've got a flat, but if the end of your screwdriver's got a flat back, you can put the screw onto the screwdriver. That's it, and then stick it upright on the table. Then go back to stage 4, get that lined up, then hold that part on with your weaker hand, then pick the screwdriver up, and then screw the screw in.
Yeah, which I can do now.
Yeah.
Because the screwdriver's in my left.
Yeah. I try to say stronger hand, weaker hand, because obviously my weaker hand is my left hand, and I would screw with me right, but you're opposite to me, aren't you?
Opposite attraction.
You're a John McEnroe lefty, aren't you? Is it John McEnroe was left-handed?
Don't know.
I'm not sure.
I think he was. So
Hold on there for a minute while I put the link.
maybe when we finish the build,
Yeah.
help the other left-handed people. Maybe you could help tell us all about your left-handed screwdriver that you've got.
I've heard that before.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. There's one thing I forgot to mention earlier. I'd like to thank whoever subbed to my channel earlier the other day because I got 37.
Nice.
You're getting there, Chris.
Slowly.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. So trying to improve, do some videos as well.
Yeah. Well, myself and Chris were messing around with some software yesterday on my Mac because I'm very new to Mac operating system.
Yeah.
And I've found some nice little bit of software to do some videos, and I got some surprising results with a very cheap camcorder.
All right.
So, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, so we were playing with that yesterday. I bought this camcorder off Amazon for 60 quid, and I thought, well, it can't be that good for 60 quid. But Amazon has a very good returns policy. So I bought it, and I just went for a bit of a walk around Barking, just taking bits of footage and just having a play around, doing a zoom, doing the extra zoom, and yeah, sort of really pushing the camcorder to the limits. And the results are rather good. Not BBC documentary standards, but considering I paid 60 quid. I thought that was probably about as good as results as you'd expect from maybe a £200 camera.
Yeah, that's done now.
Brilliant. Right, is that nice and solid as a rock?
Yeah.
Right, so fit the top part of the left tank 6402 on the rack 6403. The peg on part 6403 fits into one of the holes. So basically the opposite of the last stage. But this is a longer tank, part number 2.
Oh, we got a long one.
This is the longer one without the sticky out peg.
Yeah.
The part that we found out later on was part 7.
Mm-hmm.
So it is the actual real number 2.
Oh yeah, you confused me then. I thought we put the tops on.
No, I would have thought we'd have put the top on, but they obviously don't want us to do it that way.
Do you know why?
I can only guess.
Because they want to go topless.
So there should be no sticky out parts. So yeah, exactly the same as before.
Yeah.
2 holes. One is lining up peg and one is a screw hole.
Okay. This was said for the Joe can.
Yeah. And then stage 7, fix the top of the rear left tank 6402 in place with a 1.8 by 4 mil PB screw. And I believe that after putting that rack on, that's the only screw that you've got left anyway.
Yeah.
Right. So that's 7 stages to get to this point.
Yeah. Yeah, that's done.
Excellent. So stage 8.
Yeah.
Hit the bottom part of the left tank. Remember, we're working upside down, so the bottom is the top is actually the bottom. Fit the bottom part of the left tank 6407 on the top of part 6402. This is a push fit connection. Note the position of the pipe outlet on part 6407 close to the right tank. So basically that sticky out bit on the tank is actually a connector to the smaller tank.
Cool.
Yeah, saves you doing little wires.
So basically that way.
That's it. So it's that way. So it's actually pointing to the smaller tank.
How's it typed?
Good. Good. It means it won't fall out.
That's what she said.
Yeah, you just beat me to it.
And if
Right,
you're
so is that actually overlapping and going into the smaller tank? That is, isn't it? It's actually going into the smaller one. Excellent. Right, so stage 9, you'll never guess what we're doing. We fit the bottom of the right tank 6406 on the top of part 6401. Make sure you fit in the correct way round as shown. This is a push fit connection. I suspect there's a little indent to go over that little pipe connector from the larger tank.
Yeah.
Yeah. There we go. Yeah. So that should make them look like one piece, those two tanks.
They look like sisters now.
Lovely. What, big sister and little sister?
Yeah. Or big daddy and mommy.
Yeah.
Oh, this is like when you got to try and push that in.
Oh, that is what she said.
I don't know, getting some thoughts in my head now.
All right, so I think the next day is the only complex bit.
Oh,
Turn the chassis right side up.
Hang on a sec. This is the tight one. When I push this in.
That's what she said.
Yeah. I think we're going to say that so many times this stream, aren't we?
Yeah. Let me tighten the better. Oh, Jesus Christ, that's hard. What? That's come
You just missed a chance there, Chris. Chris, Dave. When he said, "Oh, that's a tight one."
Yeah, this has come off.
That's a hard one. Sorry, he said.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to resecure that. It's come off.
Okay. What have you put? Have you ripped the whole lot off?
I don't know if it's ripped off, but I'm going to screw it again now.
Oh no, Chris.
It's all right. I can probably sort it out now.
Well, I hope so. Because if you rip the thread, that ain't screwing on again.
And the only way you can do it is glue it.
Yeah, I was just thinking that, Dave.
Yeah, it should be all right. It probably because the screw didn't.
Should be all right or is all right, Chris?
It should be fine. Maybe I didn't screw the screw in properly.
Or maybe you just sort of wrenched it a little bit too hard.
Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah.
Is it in, Chris? Are you sure it's in, Chris?
Yeah, let me check the
Do
mag.
me a favour, lift up that chassis by that bottom oil. That's all right then. That's fine. Right, so let's backtrack. We're going to pop that little top bit on. Now, before you push too hard, Chris,
Yeah.
we have a solution. If the peg is a little bit bigger than the hole, then maybe what we could do is just maybe run a little bit of sandpaper around the peg. Just take like 1/100 of a millimeter off and keep doing that until it fits.
Yeah.
I know it's a little bit of effort, Chris, but sometimes that little bit of an effort just makes things a little bit easier.
Yeah, I'll try that now again and see what happens.
Yeah.
Come back to it now.
Oh, having said that,
Yeah.
is that in?
Yeah, now it is, yeah.
Fair enough then. So maybe there was a little bit of paint block, and the first time you put it in, it scraped the paint off.
There we are.
Right. So are you happy with that?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
No, 50-50. If we
Well,
can,
you're only 50-50 now, are you? Do you want to phone a friend?
can do it, if what you said.
Or ask the audience.
Well, the next question I was going to ask is you're happy with it, but would I be happy with it?
Probably.
Probably. Okay. The truth is coming out now, Chris.
Yeah.
Right. No, what I'm going to say, Chris, is if you're happy with it, we'll move on.
Yeah, we can, yeah.
If you genuinely are not happy with it, we'll spend as long as you need making you happy.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
If you're not happy, you're not going to be happy with the final build.
There we are.
Right, lovely. Right, so turn the chassis right side up. The next step is to fit the tank holders. This shows one holder in place labeled 6404, and the second one being fitted. You need to turn the holder sideways as shown. You might have to bring the picture up of the magazine because
I've got it.
giving these verbal directions and it's not necessarily making sense. To insert it between the rack and the chassis crossbar, then turn the holder so that you can insert the pegs into the holes in the tabs in each tank part.
Yeah.
So this looks, without actually seeing the parts, I'm not. Oh, I see. Right. So
I've got it.
you need to kind of wrap that around.
Yeah.
So that they're facing downwards.
I've got him.
It's going to be a little bit fiddly because you've got to line those up with a couple of holes.
Yeah, it's like that, look.
Oh, is it in?
Really? I just need to put the pins in and
Does that definitely go over the chassis?
No, it goes
Yeah.
over
Yeah.
just the bars.
Yeah, it looks like you've got it absolutely spot on, Chris.
Wicked, so I'm going to put it on the side from next so I can like on 5 seconds, guys.
So basically, the part that I thought was easy, you made it look harder than it was. And the part that I thought would be hard, you've made it look easier than it was.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's what she said, isn't it?
I'm not sure if she said that, but she might have said that.
Then again, she might not.
But then if she didn't say it, he might have done.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, I got to turn that around.
Are you not happy with the direction that it's gone in?
No, just that seems a bit.
He definitely did say that.
I like the word of that.
Do you know what? This is why you've not got 1,000 subscribers, because me and Dave are on your show, putting people off.
Yeah. And what we will say, if anyone's into gaming, there might be 1 or 2 gaming.
Well, I keep losing subscribers for some reason. I don't know why.
Is it your northern? Your well, I say northern. Is it your southern accent, Dave?
Could well be.
It could be my accent, yeah.
See, this is where I need to bring my Game of Thrones quote in. So Dave, being a southerner,
No, I'm a northerner, Salfordian.
Not to me, you're not, Dave.
Oh, you're up in the Highlands.
Yeah.
Twist that again.
You're a norther. I'm not a norther. You are to me.
What am I to? And then.
Oh, you're a right southerner.
You're a Welsher.
Yeah.
And what you, Dave? Pancakey, do you?
What's the word for Welsh? Is it taffies?
Yeah, taffy.
That's Cameroon. No, the word for Welsh is sheep.
Well, no, that's the word for. that's the word for Welsh bait. That is.
Yeah. Yeah, they might have, it looks a bit different, so it could be one way in. So I'm gonna try and take it out and.
That's definitely what she said.
Well,
only one way in.
One way in, one way up,
and definitely one way out.
Yeah.
In out.
What did he do? The whole cookie they turn around, did it, Dave?
Hey.
Then he do the hokey cookie, then you turn around. Then is it?
Yeah, and that's it. Yeah. No, you
That's
don't
what
turn around.
it's all about.
I'm not going to say gold to that. Dave's mind is crooked.
Hi.
It's all your fault, Dave.
Everything's my fault, mate.
So, your fault, right? Because you get too much sausage. Sounds like someone's having a good time, but this issue's been good.
Yeah. I think the after that issue I helped you with last time. I know. See, I'm a bit of an advocate. That's alcohol, isn't it? Advocate. A bit of a believer that I quite like a really hard issue and then a couple of easier issues and then As long as you get one really good issue every 4, I don't mind.
Yeah.
Because I like the ones that really tax the brain power, but sometimes it's just nice to go in. I mean, what's this one? 6 screws and the whole build is done.
Yeah.
Well, the worst one for me was putting them reflective strips inside the Titanic.
Right.
That took me forever.
Yeah.
If you need to get some
You always get the one issue that I refer to as that issue. Which is why I'm quite tempted to do the Bismarck build, because there's one issue it's really, really hard, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, I just hope we don't have to do any more of those reflective strips.
Right. So is it just like you get a big long strip, you peel the backing off and then put it in place?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's a lot of,
But I've got to
very
feel
fiddly.
it's not as simple as I just described it.
It's very, very fiddly.
Right.
How was that?
That
Looking good.
Looks good, Chris.
Yeah. Done.
Your builds always look good, Chris. It's just that you're not quite as conventional as the rest of us.
Yeah.
All right, that is it. Is that both of them done, Chris?
Yeah.
Oh, wonderful. So the right and left air tanks have been fitted to the rear of the chassis. So that's starting to look really, really busy on that chassis now, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, that's good.
Nice. So give us a twizzle then.
Yeah, well, no. Just putting the light on in the other sec. Right. What I'm going to do, I'll put
Johnny, put a light on for me. Do, 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 do. Sorry.
Yeah, if you want me to do, I'll do the face cam then.
Yeah.
Because it'll be easier to show on the screen. Right, let me.
Ah!
Right,
Sorry. I've seen your face there.
right, I'll put it on big screen for a minute, guys, and show you what we've done. So, and then.
Yeah, that's looking really good. Actually.
Looking really brilliant now.
Your tank is looking slightly wonky. Is it meant to?
Don't know. I may have to.
Why you're fairly happy?
Yeah, I may. Yeah, that may be thing which I will.
May, so that little. What's that hole on the side of the tank, Chris? Did you perhaps? Do you think
that was already there? That was already there.
All right then. I wondered if maybe you put your tank on the wrong way.
No.
No. So that hole is obviously there for a future part.
Yeah.
Something's got to go into that tank, which is shed. To be honest with you, Chris, that looks all right. I think I just pointed that out because I'm a little bit extra super fussy.
Yeah, I knew that. Yeah.
So, next week looks a fun issue because we're doing the left and the right leaf spring. So the rear left top and bottom and rear right top and bottom leaf springs are screws. So it looks like 4 pieces and 1 pack of screws.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
So 1, 2, 3, 4 or 6 screws.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I can show you that issue because I've got it here.
So what do you think then, Dave?
Yeah, definitely.
And then if we're going to look at the next week's parts, that's it.
Ooh, they look a little bit better in real life than they looked in the magazine.
Yeah.
Could just be for the rear springs then.
Right.
Yeah.
So without actually counting them, how many screws have you got? Roughly.
5 or 6.
Okay.
By the way, Penny, if you can see over there the Bismarck.
Yeah.
The wooden one.
Yeah. Oh, nice. I'm jealous. I really am jealous. I'm trying not to get another part work because obviously my fire truck has come to an end. I haven't finished building it yet. But then as I was thinking about a new part work, whoever it is, Fan Home, have now announced they're doing the Ecto 1 again.
That's right. Yeah, you can
So
start
I'm going to
where
pick that.
people have stopped doing it. They can go from that issue.
Yes. So I've emailed them because the email that I got suggested it's time limited. I said, look, until I get home, I can't tell you what issue I'm up to. And they said, yeah, don't worry about it. It's when tell us when you can. So when I go home next week, I shall get that on the go again. I have started a new part work, which I think would be a fun one that I could film in the hotel, and that's the Marvel Universe ones, the Glove of Thanos.
Oh, the Gauntlet.
Yeah. Because I'm a bit of a fan of the films.
Well, Building with the Boys is doing the Gauntlet, and you've got to see the size of it.
Yeah, apparently
it's huge.
The first couple of stages are really big.
Hey, that's your hand. It comes up here. You can't wear it.
Yeah, but the Thanos is so big compared to human size, so I guess it's 1-to-1 scale. So, but it looks like, because at the hotel, I think my that's better. I think my webcam was crooked. So we've got a storeroom here, and we can leave our stuff behind.
Yeah.
I'm thinking that when it's fully assembled, it's going to be about this big, which I can wrap up in some padding and put in a suitcase. So I thought maybe if I bring the parts with me to the hotel, build it and make a pre-recorded video from the hotel.
Yeah.
I think that worked quite well. It wouldn't work. Just depends how heavy it's going to be. But
it's going to be heavy because it's made out of metal.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh.
It'll be very heavy.
Oh, I might have to email them then, because if it's like 20-30 kilos in half a suitcase, that's going to be a lot to get on the train, isn't it? In what is it, 100 parts? No, it's not even.
Well, it should tell you the weight when if you do go for it. It should tell you about it in the first issue or something, or you can just phone them up and ask them.
Yeah, I'll probably just drop them an email, because I mean, obviously, something like the bus or the Bismarck, that wouldn't be suitable for the hotel, because once it's built, transporting it home would be a nightmare.
Well, this now. Oh.
Wow.
This is getting heavy now.
Yeah. See, fully built, you wouldn't take that from the hotel to your house, would you?
No. I mean, it's going to be over 4.5 foot long.
Yeah. That's nearly as tall as me. if I lay
the other one's over 4.5 foot.
Yeah, if I lay down next to it, it's nearly as long as I am.
Yeah.
So. Yeah. So I don't really know if I'm in a position to get another Agora part work just yet. It's just I'm trying to save money. And
well, my Titanic's the last part work I'm going to do. It's becoming more and more expensive to
well, I keep saying I'll do my last part work because I'm not totally happy with them. And, there's always complaints about detail and stuff. I mean, the Eddie Stobart, that's looking like a lovely build. I always keep saying about the Eddie Stobart, I've always said the Route Master's been my favourite build, but I'm a little bit worried that the Eddie Stobart is going to become my favourite build.
Well, I thought the Spitfire was going to be my favourite build, but that just turned out to be a nightmare.
It was.
Yeah. It's a shame, isn't it?
And then obviously you got the Lancaster coming out. I don't know.
To be honest, the Spitfire put me off, especially with it being on the razors. I won't get it.
Well, between the Spitfire and the Ecto, I mean, obviously the Ecto's been what's the word? Back to life again.
Yeah,
but that's, and also Model Space has put me off as well, because they had problems with supplies. Now, I know they continued yours, but they still haven't continued my Jaguar. And with my Fiat build, they offered me a deal to get all remaining packs for 20% discount.
Yeah.
I bought the 8 remaining packs, but then they were out of stock in pack 23. Now, if they don't ever get pack 23 back in stock, I've got 23 packs that I've paid for a useless build. Because it's no good without pack 23.
Yeah.
So if I can't finish it because they no longer make parts, so I actually feel conned because I paid for 8 packs, and if they just turn around and go, right, have your money back for pack 23, I'll be like, well, that's no good. The money
is still defining the logic there, because you still got the other parts.
Yeah, but this is the thing. The legality of it is they've supplied me with the parts that I paid for. Now, if they refund me for the parts that they haven't given me, so of course between the Ecto 1 Eagle Moscow and bust, Model Space have stopped doing the Jaguar, so I'm halfway through. So I've paid for half of a Jaguar, which is no good.
No.
That might as well get chucked in the bin. So there's what, 600, 700, 800 quid's worth of Jaguar parts in the bin.
Yeah.
The Spitfire we know is going to fall to pieces when I build it, and then the Fiat 126. So that's 4 part works that really are substandard.
Well, I had a part work I was doing years ago, the Cutty Sack by D'Agostini.
Yeah.
He sent me a wrong part.
Yeah.
The rate, well, what is it? Where you attach the strakes to the rib, but it was too small. Right. I didn't realise it until I glued it on, and then I started gluing the strakes on, and it was buckling in the middle. Right. And I thought, right, I better phone them up and tell them they sent me the wrong part. They didn't want to know.
No.
So that ended up in the bin.
Yeah.
I didn't even finish it. I thought, well, there's no point finishing it.
Yeah, I've had more, not always because of the part works fault, but I've had more bad experiences than good with. I mean, like I had 1 years ago I couldn't afford to continue it, so I had to stop. And I know that's not the part works fault, but this is why I'm careful with part works. I did many years ago. I started the HMS Victory, and I got to about part 15, and I really couldn't afford it anymore, so I stopped. Now that's not the part works fault, but the lesson learned there is when you sign up for part work, you've got to ask yourself, how likely am I to be able to continue this all the way to the end? My
HMS Victories are gone now because it was falling apart. The strakes were coming away. It was splitting. All the wood was splitting, and I thought, I can't do that with it.
So actually, I had a bit of a lucky escape then, didn't I?
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. The only part work that I've not finished that I've had a good experience with was the Friends DVD set, because we got to about issue 8. Because every week you got a magazine and you got a DVD with 2 episodes of Friends.
That's right. I got all the Carry On films.
Yes. Well, with the Friends,
I think that was by Hachette. I'm not sure.
It might well have been, but I remember getting a letter saying we are not going to continue the part work. Please keep the magazines you've already got with the money.
So I got with the X-Files. I never got one of the discs that's supposed to come with it.
Right.
So what I did eventually, I took them all to a charity shop and I said, look, I didn't get one disc, but the rest of it's there. So I went out and bought the complete collection from HMV, 50 quid.
Yeah. Nice. Which is why I don't buy the program, the movies and the films on part works.
I don't.
Because, I mean, the thing is, you've got Wikipedia and fan pages, so you don't lose out on the magazines, do you?
No.
And with things like Amazon Prime, you don't even really need to go out and buy the DVDs, do you?
No.
They look nice on your bookshelf, but...
Well, I had a collection of 3,000 DVDs, right? And the original ones I took to a charity shop because I didn't watch them anymore. I kept my box sets, and the ones that I downloaded over the years,
Yeah.
I just cut them all up and took them all to the tip.
Nice.
I just didn't bother watching them. Can't be bothered.
No, this is the thing I found with movies. I'd go out and buy a DVD. I'd watch it, watch all the extras.
Yeah.
And it'll just sit on the bookshelf. Now, I won't rewatch a film until I've started to forget.
Yeah.
So that might be years and years. I mean, in the last sort of few months, I've watched a lot of the old war ones. Where
I have, yeah.
Yeah, Dam Busters, Battle Britain, 633 Squadron. Eagle has landed. I love that one.
That's a brilliant film, like Michael Caine.
Yeah, but it's one of the few ones he doesn't shout too much.
Oh.
Because he seems to act by shouting. That's all of his iconic scenes.
He was a good actor, Michael Caine.
He is very good.
Especially in Zulu.
Mm. Yes.
A young Michael Caine.
Yeah.
So that was you, Dave.
Yeah, I'm a young Dave Mack.
Yeah.
Getting old.
And obviously, we can't forget the Italian Job, can we?
Oh, I weren't too keen on the remake of it, but I preferred the original.
No, I wasn't.
I don't know why they do remakes. They're not as good as the original.
It's to appeal to the younger. See, I think a lot of younger people, they'll watch, and I used to be like this as a kid. Obviously, the quality of the film degrades over time. Mm. So when the TV companies show the original thing, you get the quality, it just sort of fades a little bit.
Yeah.
And then the youngsters won't watch it because they'll go, oh, it's an old film. I can't watch this. And they won't. Yeah, kids these days.
With two remakes of War of the Worlds and The Time Machine, I mean, they were good. The effects in it were good, but I preferred the original. Yeah.
But kids these days won't watch black and white programs, will they?
Oh, I love the old black and white ones.
Yeah. The original War of the Worlds in black and white is amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, it's all different.
Yeah. But it's, So I think that's why they do remakes, to sort of appeal to the younger crowd. You see, since there was something that happened, and people weren't going to the cinemas anymore because cinema prices are so expensive. If you watch a film you don't know about, you don't know if it's going to be any good, people won't go. It's a lot of money to waste. So what they were doing for a long, long time was remaking stuff or computer.
I mean, what happened to Blockbuster?
What's happened to what?
Blockbuster. They used to get.
Oh yeah. It's gone busted.
Videos of DVDs from them, but since people have preferred to buy them, put them out of business.
Well, the thing is, there isn't a lot of pricing difference between buying a download and buying. It was Netflix put them out of business because of the not Netflix, Love Film.
I've not heard of that one.
So Love Film and Netflix is pretty much the same anyway. But what Love Film was, I think Love Film was one of the first, and then Netflix did it. What you can do is you pay a monthly subscription fee, but you've got different membership levels, and then you pick a list of films that you want to watch, and they will post you out a DVD. You can keep that DVD for as long as you want.
Yeah.
Until you send it back, they won't send you another one. Once they receive the DVD, they pick something else off your list. And the appeal was no late fees because you're paying a monthly subscription fee.
Yeah.
So if you're paying like $5 a month, if you might get 10 films in a month. If you can watch them and return them quickly, you could quite easily get 5 or 10 films in a month. So your £5 subscription fee is like 50p a film.
Yeah.
But if you keep a DVD and you forget to return it for 6 months, now it's cost you £30 to borrow it. And that's where the appeal was. Because also, I used to do illegal copies of them.
Oh, I always used to do that years ago.
And send them back. And I had the 3, I think it was the gold, where you got like 3 DVDs. So I always had DVDs crisscrossing over the in one day you'd have disc number 1 would arrive, so you'd pen it. Next day, disc 2 would arrive. And the next day, disc 2's arrived back at Netflix, and then you've just received copy number 3. And then the next day, you've got number 2, and I've just received number 1 again. And I just have all these DVDs crisscrossing.
Yeah.
But they went bust because of but also Netflix never wanted to do physical DVDs, and they gave that side over back up to they cut a deal with Amazon, and Amazon do Amazon Prime Video because of Netflix, but Netflix but Netflix never wanted to do. This is why Amazon do physical DVD. Sorry, because at the time Amazon only did books, and they got into DVDs because of Netflix. But Netflix only wanted to do digital watching anyway, digital streaming.
Yeah.
So, but that's pretty much killed the physical DVD age, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, it all seems like.
Yeah, I mean, there's some people that have old DVDs, but see, I look at DVDs and I just think, I was looking at a couple of films on Amazon Prime Video the other day. What's a DVD cost these days? 15 quid, 10 quid?
Depends where you go.
Yeah, it depends what kind of film it is.
But round about that, round about
some of them can cost 20 odd quid.
Yeah. On Amazon Prime, you can rent them for $3.50 or buy them for $5, and then you can stream them as much as you want.
Well, I was going to get a box set of the $6 Million Man a few years ago.
I remember that.
Yeah, and when I saw the price in HMV, it was £100.
Yeah,
and then it went up to 110.
Yeah, I can believe that.
HMV is ridiculous.
No.
I'm not paying that much.
No.
Don't believe me there.
We pick them up in CEX. Because you know CEX. It's
sex shop, as I call it.
I can't help thinking CEX is a bit of a fencing shop, isn't it? Yeah. I think all the drug addicts go and break into people's houses, steal all the DVDs, and then sell them to CEX.
Yeah.
That's how it comes across. You look at the type of people in. I'm not saying everyone's a bit dodgy, but you look at the people in CEX selling DVDs.
They never ask where they got them from, do they?
No.
Not like pawn shops, because they do ask where and they check.
Well, it's unlike the blood transfusion I did. I donated blood the other week. And they ask so many questions like, whose blood is this and why is it in a bucket?
I get, yeah.
Nice one, Penny. I like it.
You know, I mean, I'm always going to come up with a good joke.
And it's like me. I won't donate blood. I won't give blood. I'll sell it.
Yeah.
But they can't have my blood anyway because it being diabetic blood. They can't have it.
I do try and donate blood because I kind of see it as a bank account. You know, one day I might come off my motorbike or get crashing my bike on a car or something. I need a blood transfusion.
Yeah, but these days you got to be very careful. You don't know if it's contaminated or anything.
No, well, I leave that down to them. But I'd like to think that if I ever need blood, that the amount of blood I get is actually less than the amount of blood I've donated.
Ask Dracula. He might give you some.
You wouldn't go to a bank and withdraw money unless you put money in the bank first.
True, yeah.
So I kind of see blood as the same way.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know if it's the same in England and Wales, but they've got a law in Scotland now. They've changed the donor rules. Instead of actually having to give permission to be a donor, you are automatically a donor unless you opt out.
All right.
It used to be that you could put, like, for example, on your driving license, I wish to donate all of my body parts in the event of my death. they would then still have to ask your family, and your family could go, no, we're not donating any of them.
Unless you sign that form yourself, then they can take it.
But now you are automatically a donor unless you say no, which I think is a better way of doing it.
I knew that.
Yeah, but you can still opt out because some people feel they need all their body parts for religious reasons, whereas I don't believe the body is.
I might donate mine to science.
Yeah. Well, science, but that's what donating is, isn't it?
Yeah.
Some parts that might not be needed can be donated to science, eyeballs or.
I donate the whole body so they can dissect it and see what makes it tick.
Yeah, but they kind of already know what makes it tick, don't they? But
well, they think they do.
Well, the way I see it, why is my screen just gone? Anyway, the way I see it is where I'm going after I die. I won't need my body, so I might as well leave that behind for someone to use.
Well, I'm not bothered where I go. I've got mates in both places.
Yeah, I like that. Right, how are we doing for time? Because I've got to keep an eye on that. Oh, not
10 to 9.
Well, I'm going to have to go shortly because I'm up at 5 o'clock in the morning. I got caught out this morning. I thought I was starting at 5 o'clock this morning, and so I thought, all right, I'll go bed for 9, and then I'll be up at 5. And then I noticed they'd changed my duty, and I actually started just after 4 o'clock. And I'm like, I should have been in bed 2 hours ago.
Whoops.
But that's the only trouble with work is that they can they change your duty very short notice. So duty every night and then again in the morning.
Yeah.
Once you get to about noon, they can't change your duty anymore. Anyway, I just received good news today. Well, not great news for you guys, but great news for me.
Yeah.
I'm back at Barking in 3 weeks.
Nice.
Had it confirmed. Well, I hope I'm at Barking because they've just booked a train ticket and a hotel. Well, they've not booked a train ticket, but they've just booked the hotel for Barking. So I hope I am at Barking because otherwise there's a long walk to work every day.
Barking mad.
Yeah.
It must be a city called meowing then.
Yeah. Well, it's just that with the we've lost a route in the last month, so we've got, and it's quite funny. No one liked the route, so when a bus company in London loses a route, all the drivers on that rota, they have the option to either go to the new company with the route, or they can stay with the company and do a different route. Well, apparently at this route, when it went over to a different company, none of the drivers liked it. So only 3 drivers left the company. So Barking are very short drivers, but they're not as short now. So it's a bit of a fight for overtime. So as my contract is Kilmarnock / London, as opposed to a specific depot, I'm actually worried if I'll be sent back. I mean, I don't mind. At the end of the day, I don't mind. So long as I get sent to a London depot and I get the rate of pay that I've been promised, at the end of the day, all is fine. But I've got used to this depot and I get on very well here. So it'd be a shame to go to a different depot.
Yeah.
So, and I've just learned all of the routes.
Oh, nice one.
There's one route I don't know now, and then there's the night routes. And I spoke to the controller this morning. He says, yeah, it's actually worth you learning the night routes, because our night route, it's actually a route that runs 24 hours a day. So we don't run the day route, we only do the nighttime bits, but there is a possibility I could get loaned to the company, to the depot that does the daytime runs. So also I could actually, because they've only got 3 duties a day, so not many people learn the night routes. But of course, if these guys go on holiday or they go sick, they've got no one to cover the routes, have they?
No.
So, job's good.
Yeah. Cool.
Right. Well, we've had no more comments.
Yeah, I think we call it there tonight then.
I think they've given up on us, haven't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, we call it there tonight, guys. Well, done over an hour, so yeah, it's all good. It's all well, but we'll catch up next week.
You know you don't have to do a minimum time, don't you, Chris?
No, I know that. I just saying as a exact, yeah.
No, it's. I think people are after quality, not quantity, aren't they? So if you do build in 15 minutes and we've had a good time, that's fine.
Yeah, it's been lovely. Yeah, I'll pass on to who's have first. Yeah.
I've just got one comment here. Teresa says, sorry, my net kept dropping. It's okay, Teresa, because mine does the same from time to time.
Yeah. That happens. Yeah. No worries, Teresa. Yeah, but we'll pass on to Big Mac then.
Well, I hope you all enjoyed the show tonight. He's done really well again, and give him a big, massive thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe to his channel and share his videos. And we'll see you next week.
And then we have a good friend, which is Penny. Pit stop.
So thanks for having me then, Chris. Thanks to everyone for watching. I really appreciate coming on. So yeah, pretty much echoing what Dave said. Don't forget to hit the like button. Don't forget to hit the share and subscribe buttons. So have a fantastic week.
Yeah, and perhaps before I'll say anything, I'll just read his last comments then.
It's from Mike Smith B saying, hi all. Hello, Mike. Hope you're well.
Yeah, hi, Mike.
You've missed the stream.
Yeah, and I will echo again what Penny and Dave has just said. Like, subscribe as usual. I may, in a couple of week or so, we'll probably be another stream on a Saturday, but sometimes I may post my video of my game I'm playing at the moment. So keep an eye out for that. And if anyone can check the wishlist out, please check that as well. Check the channels underneath, and then sub to Dave, Max, and Penny's, whatever you can do. But thanks for watching, guys. I'll take care, and I'll catch you all next week with issue 65, possibly.
Leaf Springs.
Yeah, the leaf springs, yeah. Come off trees here, that's why they call it leaves.
Springy leaves.
Yeah. Yeah, take care, guys, and I'll leave you with this one for tonight. Take care.